But this will always be home sweet home. Clough is without the leadership of Stuart Pearce tonight. He's still injured. Neil Webb, who headed an equaliser in the first game, takes over the captaincy. The shape of the team will depend on where Roy Keane plays. He was in attack with Nigel Clough on Saturday. Middlesbrough are without their two first-choice central defenders, Alan Kernaghan and Derek White. They've had more injuries to cope with than most this season. The only change there is on the bench, where Bernie Slaven is back in the fold after a spell on the transfer list. These two teams have already conceded 90 goals between them this season. Never a dull moment so far. Gemmell. Ball won well by Morris. This is Phillips. Allowed to go a long way here, Jimmy Phillips. Not quite able to make the most of it. Crossley held on. But Jimmy Phillips, well, the wave just parted for him. The two dads. Williams. Ran into a bit of a cul-de-sac there, Brett Williams. Not Forest way, really, to run with the ball. Chettle. Rather caught in two minds, but he got away with it. Strong enough to see off Hendry. Now Wone with Keane in space to his right, and Clough and Bannister in support. Wone joining them. This is Roy Keane. Fleming's clearance, might fall for Clough, might fall for Bannister. 1-0. Just walked it in. It's coming the 22nd minute. Nottingham Forest in front for the first time in the tie. And Gary Bannister, their leading scorer this season, and that's a surprise, knocks in number 9 of the season. They had a good break here. Roy Keane just couldn't quite make the progress that it intended, but the ball was deflected, I think, off Fleming and Keane and Falconer, and Clough nudged it on, and Bannister just out for an evening stroll with the ball at his feet. Dangerous effort from Willie Falconer. Good keeping. He's had his critics, but he's got his fans where it matters on the bench at Nottingham Forest. Phillips looking for Fleming and finding him. Falconer. Header is by Bannister. Run back by Phillips. Webb though. Clough. Keane. Only Wone ahead of him for the moment. Strong work by Jimmy Phillips. Captain's contribution. Here goes John Hendry. Can't afford to show him the inside. He'll have a go. This is a fellow who popped in a hat-trick in 15 minutes against Blackburn Rovers at London. Webb. Headed by Moen. Only for Clough. Ian Wone. A bit isolated on that left-hand side. Roy Keane, though. Into Scott Gemmell. Pull back to Nigel Clough. Brilliant save, but he won't keep out the second effort. Forest have scored twice inside of 10 minutes. And Middlesbrough have got an awful lot to do to stay in the cup. Nigel Clough's first goal since Christmas. Scored at the second attempt, despite the excellence of Stephen Pearce, the goalkeeper in front of him. It was hard on the goalkeeper, but it was a reward for Clough's persistence. And for Bannister and Wone in support. Here's Gary Bannister. He had a bit more pace on it than Pearce first thought. Gemmell on the break. Wone making the run down the centre of the field. Making the space for Bannister, but Fleming was able to atone for his earlier error. Clough was in acres of space on the near side. Phillips. Falconer. Fleming. Tyler got his head to it. It's come for Willie Falconer, and it just wouldn't sit down for him. Woe just made a great break and he's onside. He was held by Fleming, but he shrugged him off. He's got Clough in support. Didn't really need him, did he? Some finish by Ian Woan, and I dare say that has finished Middlesbrough off once and for all. It's his first ever goal in the FA Cup, and it should be enough to put Nottingham Forest in the 5th round of the FA Cup. He'd have got a real ear bashing from Nigel Clough if it hadn't have got in, because Clough was in a great position, but it did go in, and some. Beautifully timed run. Held off the defender who was trying to foul him, and picked his spot and got everything behind it. Celebrates 40 years in the game this spring. He signed for Middlesbrough in May 1953. Nottingham Forest. It's been a typical ambush of a performance from Brian Clough's men. 3 goals poached from a minimum of pressure with a maximum of style. A happy homecoming for Brian. Another chapter in the long-running story of his wait for FA Cup success. Middlesbrough's favourite son has seen off Middlesbrough's favourite team